off my lawn!
Good morning from Ewe So Silly Farmstead. We are on location here at 3Strands Horsemanship. We have done a drone video. Dead Reckoning Drones has done a drone video of the property, and we are up here this morning to get her a video going for her promotional video, and I thought I would just show you guys around. She has a beautiful 20 acres here, and she does horsemanship lessons here in Oklahoma. And she does a fantastic job, so we're gonna sneak up real quiet and see what she's up to. Now this horse here is Lucy, and she's a beautiful girl, very, very sweet. We have a lesson here. I don't want to disturb them, so we're going to be real quiet, but we'll let you guys watch along. Oh. Good. Very good. Now I want you to just make kind of a circle and change directions again. So just make a loop and get it apart. I'm trying to be quiet because I really don't want to disturb them. But if you've ever want to figure out how to get your horse to catch you instead of you having to go catch your horse, this woman knows what she's talking about. She does not go out to the pasture and chase down her horses every time she wants to do something with them. They come to her. It's so amazing. She has such a personality that just connects with them, and she teaches these guys how to do the same thing. She's not teaching riding lessons, she's teaching horsemanship lessons. So she really does a great job of showing you how to become one with your horse, and how you can understand your horse and see what they're thinking even before they do it, and how they can come to you and become your friend, and how your horse actually wants to be with you, which is something that I feel like we've lost in some of this. I know a lot of that's coming back, and that's awesome, and I love it. But she is great with these kiddos. She has a lot of kids that she does. She doesn't take anyone under the age of 7, I think. But anyone over 7, she does a fantastic job. And there you go. You gotta watch this. Good. Yes. Just engage the hindquarters again. She thinks she's supposed to be doing circles. Good. Now just rest. Just hold it right there. Let her lick her lips, drop her head, or stop.
Alright, so Miss Gibson.
This is Lucy.
Hello,
Lucy
Lucy.
is probably the smartest horse that I have ever owned or played with. She's very social. She's a very social horse. She likes, you can tell, she likes people. She's the first one in the herd to come to you when you walk out. And she's got a really great disposition. So she's my next kid's horse, but we're about 200 rides away from getting her to that position. So, but right now I'm gonna play with her on the ground for a few minutes. What this does is get them into the thinking side of the brain where they're paying attention and listening and doing what you're wanting them to do versus just having a mind of their own and going and doing things. So that's what we're gonna do here for a few minutes.
Hop on, let's see what you got.
Alrighty.
Some people don't realize just how sensitive horses are. You can watch her and I'll talk. Some people don't realize just how sensitive horses are. They can feel every tiny movement. I am going to speak as though you've never really dealt with horses, just so for people that really don't. I know a little, but just remember, if they can feel a fly land on them, that's all the gentleness you need to have. You don't have to be super rough with your horse, as long as you're communicating correctly with your horse. A lot of times they don't know what you want. So she's licking her lips there because she's thinking about and is understanding what she's asking of her. She's starting out with just wagging her finger, and if she's not backing up, then she gets stronger and stronger on her resistance there. So she's asking her, what are you really wanting? And she's like, oh, you want me to back up? She's asking her to back up. And then she's going to ring her in, pull her in. So after she's done what she's asked, she'll pull her in ever so gently. But Lucy is still learning. She's still green, still she's not worked with her for super long, so she is still learning everything. But there she goes. Now that she understands what's being asked of her, she has no problem doing it. I've taken some lessons with her, and I understand what she's saying here. She's trying to communicate with her horse, and now she's thanking her for a job well done, and is letting her know that she did correctly. Her ears are always trained on the trainer. She's waiting for direction. That slight movement tells her that she needs to either come in or switch directions. She needs to be able to do what she's asked, even if she doesn't think you're watching. So she's being told to walk around. And even though I'm not really paying attention to what you're doing, you still need to do it. When she looks at her hindquarters, that's how she knows that she's supposed to come back in. Scoot over so she can hop on from the steps. How long have you been working with Lucy?
Seriously working with her, wow, maybe a month.
So I don't know if you could hear that, but she's
That's all the time together.
she's only been working with Lucy for about a month.
She doesn't want to step over. But I'm not. So what I'm doing, if you notice, she keeps stepping away from the steps. If I just move the steps to get on her, that's not teaching her what I want her to do. And it's letting her be in charge rather than me being in charge. Now, right here, I'm asking her to step back, and the pressure is what you keep on until they do. There we go, good girl. And one more foot. There we go. So I'm just waiting for her she understands, she knows what I want. It's just that she's unwilling right now, and I don't want to get on an unwilling horse. I want her to be ready and interested in me getting on her. So, well, she's kind of gotten up there, so let's see what happens while I tie some reins on. Good girl. Lucy's had about, I would say, 45 to 50 rides on her, some of them longer than others. Now her head just came up, so I really don't want to get on her with her head up because that tells me she's tense. I don't want to get on a tense horse. So I'm going to give her an opportunity to calm down or to relax a little bit, not calm down. She's quite calm actually, but her mind is not calm. And I want her mind to be calm. Good girl. Good girl. You watch her ears, she keeps going back. Her eyes are kind of wide and not blinking. So that tells me she's not ready to be mounted. And I want her to be comfortable and ready to be mounted. So I'm just going to let her get used to me being up here, up above her a little bit. She's moving her head around, so that's a good sign. She's checking other things out, so that tells me she's standing still, so that's a really good sign. See if I can get her to lower her head a little bit. There we go, good girl. Good girl. All right, I feel like that she's calm enough. She's still got her ear back, and her eyes a little wider than what I would like it to be, but she's standing still, and I was standing still. You're okay.
I'll move back and see if maybe...
No, that's not, yeah, she's fine.
Okay.
There she goes. Now, did you see how she stepped a little closer to me? That is kind of an invitation. So I'm just gonna get on her, and I really don't want her to walk. Stand still. She's licking her lips. If you see her licking and chewing her lips, she's processing and thinking about it.
We need to look over.
She quite possibly could be thinking about tossing me off of her. And she's a very soft horse. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good girl. Good girl. Squeeze her forward just a little, and you guys probably can't even see me squeezing her forward. Take her down by the pole. That's my goal, is to just walk her straight by the pole. Don't really care which side her feet are on, but at the moment, just walk by side of the pole. As you go forward. Now I want to go around the blue barrel, or between the blue barrel and the white barrel. We'll see how that goes. stop her again and let her know that we're going to relax. I like to give her some breaks to know that she doesn't have to be always moving, because she is a mover. She's part Arabian and she is a mover. They are movers. So I want her to understand that she doesn't necessarily have to always be moving.
How long have you been working with horses?
Whew. That's a good question. Seriously, probably the last 20 years, I would say. A long 20. I've had horses since I was a kid, but you get married and you have kids and there's no room for horses. So I got back into it seriously about 20 years ago, just mainly trail riding. I've been doing lessons now for about 7 years, I guess. I love doing lessons. I love sharing with kids and helping kids learn how to be, number one, safe with horses. And I don't necessarily do, I don't call them what I do riding lessons. I teach horsemanship lessons. Horsemanship incorporates groundwork. We do a lot of groundwork. Groundwork to me is very important. Anything you do on the ground carries over to the back. And if a horse can understand you on the ground, it makes it easier for them to understand you once you get on their back and start riding them. So she's got some places that I need to work. I need to work with moving her around with steady pressure on her. Not that she can do it, but I just want her to understand it a little bit better. And she stood all she's going to stand, so I'm just going to let her walk. Just let her walk so she knows that she's not completely controlled by me, but that I still have, I'm still 51% and she's 49%.
It's a partnership.
It is a partnership. That's a very good word. It is a partnership.
You have controlling interest.
I do. At least that's the goal.
Yeah.
I'll take her around the blue barrel. Between. Doing a figure 8 here. The figure 8 helps her to understand what I'm asking with the rein. She might make a nice barrel horse. She did that one pretty tight. So that's kind of what we do. And she's already been played with considerably today, so I'm not going to put a long ride on her. But this has been a great ride with her. So I'm going to hop off and let her go get a drink of water because it's warming up out here. And she's been in the round pen for a couple of hours now. And I'd like to let her, I don't want to overdo.
Well,
I'd rather underdo than overdo. Stop on a good point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you. Good girl. Good girl.
She's giving the horses treats. The other horses, the ones that she didn't work with us this morning. So we're gonna go check her out. If you guys have any questions for her, you can always put a comment down below and we can ask her, maybe do another interview if we have enough questions. We could come back over and say, okay, we've got some readers that want to know, some listeners, watchers that want to know more. So we're gonna come over here and check out the other girls that she's got. Well, girls and guy that she has over here. We are on location with Miss Gibson here, doing horse lessons, and you have.
And that would be Sadie.
If you have a rockiness to the video camera, it's because she just tried to eat you. So look at these guys, aren't they beautiful?
That breeze sure feels good up here. Not when it's 20 degrees outside, but...
No, that makes a difference. It does. Season makes a difference. Ouch, that was nose. Ouch.
So who do we have here? We have Socks.
This is Socks.
Socks. And Sadie.
This is
I
Sadie. This
get them
is
swapped
mother
sometimes.
and daughter.
Mother and daughter.
And this is Ransom.
And Ransom.
I rescued Ransom. Me and a friend of mine rescued Ransom. That's been about...
Wait, you guys rescued Rance?
That's been probably 18 years ago now that we rescued him. Him and another little mare, a little paint mare. They were literally starving to death. I stopped because I saw a horses for sale sign and I had to stop. So I did. Came home and I told my husband, they're starving. Can I get them? And he said, no, you cannot. You have enough horses. I said, okay, well, what if my friend takes one? He said, if your friend takes one, okay. So she had her horses boarded out here with me on our property and went back and offered the guy less than what he wanted because they were in pretty sad shape. They'd never had their hooves trimmed, they'd never been dewormed, and they were eating that bale of hay that was probably 2 or 3 years old because it was moldy and gross, and they'd eaten the leaves as far as they could. And anyway, that's
So I'm curious.
That's how Ransom ended up here.
I'm curious. I know that you noticed. I know that you could notice the resemblance with mother and daughter here. I was wondering if you could notice the resemblance of mother and daughter here.
She's my favorite.
This is how
girl.
I know so much about what she's doing and how good she is, because she's my mom. So
You know why he's licking me? He's licking the salt off of my arm.
And she happens to be our neighbor.
yes, she
Which is
happens
the
to be
big
mom.
bonus.
All right, you got to see our little reunion here. So we'll see you guys back at the homestead. Bye. Tell everyone bye, Freckles.
Bye.